This is your first time seeing the general store in the light of day. A young man sits at the table by the register, too preoccupied with his phone to care that you stepped in. Offer him your boiled peanuts! The young man looks up at your now quite pungent bag of peanuts, curls his lips in disgust, and returns to his phone. What you doing on your phone? You got games on your phone? Games, you probably haven't heard of him. Yo, I heard of him. Balatro, it's a good one. You should leave town. There are monsters in the woods. You've been talking to my mom too much. Hi, I'm Comet. I just got to town yesterday. Yeah, I know. Mom told me. What's your name? Miles. See you, Miles. Miles doesn't respond as you turn and leave the general store. Well, just browsing visit the general store without stealing anything. What? What? Interesting. I got an achievement for not stealing anything. By the diner. The diner is a little quiet today, but the air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. I warn the patrons of the danger. Let's talk to Avery. Coffee date. Get coffee with Avery. Ooh. Whoa. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Hey there, stranger. Before you can exchange words, Winnie sidles up, a fresh mug of tea in her hand. Heard you might need this. The answer to 29 down is oink, by the way. What? But the clue is pen sound. How is it the sound a pen makes? I guess it's like a pig pen, right? Wait, pen like pig pen? Are you kidding me? How is I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. Me doing the Wordle. It's just something to do for the time. Maybe I should switch to Sudoku. I mean. Winnie leaves Avery, contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. So, thanks for telling me about last night. If you really want to get into the grisly details, you can tell me. I won't judge. What if you don't believe me? I could tell you about last night, but what if you don't believe me? I'm not here to judge. I'm here to listen. Try your tea? You hesitantly take a sip of your tea. Tastes like you're drinking mold. Ugh! But someone tried to unsuccessfully spruce up with lemon balm. Politely put down the tea and never pick it back up. It tastes healthy. Take another sip. I'm gonna politely put down the tea and never pick it back up. You politely put down the tea back down, never intending to pick it back up, but nobody needs to know that. I probably should have warned you about the tea. Chaga does not mess around. It's supposed to be super healthy for you, and it sure tastes like it. It's a challenging drink. Tell Avery about last night. You share everything. Glad to have someone to talk to about the horrors you've witnessed. Now that I think about it, we're doing this in a public diner. There's other people around. Wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. Monsters in the woods. I may not have lived here long, but I've never heard of anything like that happening around these parts. How exciting. Now that I think about it, when the cops came in for their morning coffee, they mentioned something about going to the woods to look for someone. It must have been Duke. They seem so disconnected from it. I figured it couldn't be very serious, but wow. They seem weirdly suspicious of me. I don't get it. They saw Stella's footage. They saw what happened out there. But it feels like, so far, all they've done is hound me. Hey, I don't know if it'll help your anxiety, but even if they think you did something, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't bother going after you. Really? Really? Those cops come in here every day, and I feel like I know them pretty well by now. And let me tell you, they have no follow-through. That's not good, right? I can't tell you the number of complaints they've just like dropped after a day or two. And I'll vouch for you if they try anything. Do you regret moving here? I don't think I have the choice to have second thoughts. I'm not going anywhere without Aunt Winnie, and there's no way she's leaving this place. I hadn't pegged you as a transplant. Where are you from? I moved here from Charlotte. Gosh, 3 years ago now? Maybe a little more. I've lost the track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job, and who was I to pass on that sort of generosity? To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Practically everyone apart from the Cole folks grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong, folks here are plenty polite and friendly, but there's also a shared history I'll never be part of. Okay. Maybe you're more at home here than you think. Stella really talked up your party yesterday. I don't think she'd have done that if she didn't think you were really part of the town. It could be that you're getting in your head about fitting in. Hey, you know, thanks. I hadn't actually thought about it like that. Why'd you leave Charlotte? If you don't mind me asking. No, it's cool. I was having some issues with my folks about my education, which wasn't great. Especially since I was stuck under their roof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay, and the rest is history. Did you say all of this is exciting? A man's dead, Avery. I thought he was being sarcastic, but I don't know. Exciting doesn't have to mean good, but nothing ever happens around here. Aw man, it looks like my shift is starting. I hope you're doing a bit better. Maybe the chugga's had a chance to start working its magic. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Avery slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half wave before disappearing into the back. You leave the diner, ready to continue your day. Okay. Head to the library. You enter the former town hall. What once must have been a stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Oh hey! Settle in at Stella's table. You head over to Stella's table and settle in. Fancy seeing you here. We're trying to research the creatures we ran into last night if you want to join. Sybil said she was waiting for you to get into town, so I assume you're all caught up on the ditchling stuff. Welcome to our little team, Comet. Aw, Gretchen. I love that we can talk to animals. That's such a correct choice to make at the start of the playthrough. You know, I mean, I did get achievements for beating Chapter 1 with both of those traits that I have, the keen eye and talk to animals. So, it's obviously worth doing multiple playthroughs with the different traits, but I don't know what it's like without talk to animals. Did you send my regards to that foul feline? I did. Wink at Gretchen and give a subtle thumbs up. Wonderful. I hope she stews on that for a long, long time. Morning, Comet. You look tired. My goodness, whatever happened to common decency? You can't go around telling someone they look unwell. You look marvelous, Comet. Well, thank you. You can't just tell someone they look tired. Yeah, the estate isn't the easiest place to get a good 8 hours. I never realized houses could get so windy. And all of those dreadful creatures in every nook and corner. It is a wonder you got even a wink. I can only imagine. That place was already falling apart the last time I was there, and it's been years. I can't believe it hasn't been condemned. Not that there's anyone here to do the condemning. Anyways, I guess we should get started. Before you dig in, you remember the boot print you found in the garden. Show your photo to Stella and Kanika. Hey, before I dig in, I found something in the garden this morning. You hold up your phone and show Kanika and Stella the photo you took in the garden. These prints were in the bushes with a clear line of sight to my window. Dang, that's creepy! Are you okay? What is that liquid around it? It looks like pus. These boots are too big to be Tabitha's? Definitely. Do you think it could be that creep we saw outside of the general store last night? He knew your name, and and those boot prints match up with the mining getup. Whoa, apparently I missed a lot last night, huh? You're not talking about Wayne, are you? That guy keeps coming to my mom's tea room. I think there's something really wrong with him. Yeah, we are. I wonder if there's any connection between that guy and what happened in the woods last night. Like what? I mean, I don't have anything specific, but we do have that whole prophecy of impending doom angle to explore, and this photo is weird. I can't stop thinking about those splatters on the ground. If whoever left those prints is sick, maybe it's from the creatures you encountered. Hey there, strangers. And a literal stranger. Offer him your boiled peanuts. Extend your bag of peanuts to the librarian in a gesture of good friendship and good faith. I don't know what to say. Is this a gift? I'm allergic to peanuts. Not serious allergic, but they give me a rash. Well, that's good. that he's not seriously allergic. Hey, Oscar, this is Comet. You know, Tabby's cousin. Oh, I should have known you were a Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance, it's, strong. Yeah, everyone says we look sad. I'm Oscar... Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that last name. I'm sorry. Chief Librarian, and only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in the elementary school, all the library had was a couple shelves of boring books donated by old people. Y'all are too kind. But speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs out with? They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. What's the old Maxwell place? It's this great old abandoned spot, and it's practically a magnet for young people. Even honest students aren't free from its call. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I'm sure she's fine. You might not want to let her run off like that anymore, though. It's not as safe as it usually is around here. Is that so? Kanika's right, there's some weird stuff going on in the woods. That's actually why we came in today. Have you heard of creatures called ditchlings? They apparently show up around places on the brink of disaster, and they kind of look like if the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta. Kanika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods. Ditchlings? Doesn't ring a bell. Dang, worth a shot. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something? I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna nab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen. Aw, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old gal. Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs? Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking out from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in these woods. Whatever's out there in the woods has been brutalizing the local wildlife. I don't think it's safe. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure she's fine, really. Rosalina's a smart kid, and she knows better than to go around getting into trouble, and we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Comet, if you see a 13-year-old girl with black braid and glasses, would you let her know her dad is worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Got him! Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. All right. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, got our books. Let's get this research party started. Reading awaits. Reading is for suckers. Let Kanika and Stella do the work for you. No, let's have a read. Let's look through the history. Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exasperated by his short stint serving as a captain in the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry, managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet estate was, until 1895, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse in the deaths of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. Well, it sounds like there's definitely a lot of disasters in the history here. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's son Theodore, his brother Enoch V5, Scarlet, sorry, 5. My brain just automatically read the V as 5. No, Enoch V Scarlet, because it's a name. Enoch V Scarlet, who had taken over for their aging father during the bustle of the war, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. I just want to point out, I've noticed Kanika has a QB from Madoka Magica on her laptop, and we saw her wearing a Sailor Moon shirt yesterday, so it's kind of cute. So this is how your family made its fortune. Yeah, it's kind of a thwarted past, huh?